Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Bebe Kumi, and today it's like a very special episode because we have a lot of our previous guests in this episode. It's like a full group chat, a full ass like what's it?
Well, some might call it an orgy, but I might be calling it the wrong way, you know. By the way, guys, all right, so let us introduce ourselves. That would be Francesco, myself, Marlo Brown. I'm also here along basically for the ride today to help to moderate just a bit because we have all of the equipments and all of the peoples, and so we decided to have a big roundtable kind of discussion about all things hospitality, all things. Definitely when it comes to the island of Curacao and how those two intertwine. Exactly. Would you like to introduce the boys from left to right?
Yeah, of course. So we're gonna start with Arsenio. He was on the episode. If you guys have been watching the podcast. Right. So how's it going, man?
Great, man. Great.
Yeah.
Happy to be back.
How's it been?
Super happy to be back. Yeah, I've been good.
What
man.
did you brought for us today? So I'm just gonna walk you through.
I got a little Barcello Onyx. I got this for Christmas, so I decided to bring it.
Aww.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Special occasion.
Wow.
So
the shade
So I know where it comes from.
The shade is already.
I had one off camera, that's why.
Fuck's sakes. Right next to me is Luuk Gerritsen. How's it going, man?
Can't complain.
Yeah.
Already got a couple drinks in, so good to go.
We did a shot for Ned, everybody. So I think
I started before that.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
Like you started a little earlier.
What did you bring for us today, man?
I got a bottle of Voerman Vieux.
Okay.
This is a Dutch brandy, spiced. Some fruits in there, some spices, some herbs, and you'll be tasting it later.
Cool.
Pretty cool product. Brought it back from the dead, basically. Vieux is kind of the old man's drink back home, and Ingmar actually brought it back and started a new movement. So.
Cool. Oh, nice. Nice. Thank you, man. Then we have Fabian Cleopa, brand ambassador, the man himself. How's it going, man?
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
Yeah. Dope. What did you bring for us today?
I brought Johnny Walker Blenders batch.
Yeah.
It's basically one special edition Johnny Walker that Jim Beveridge, the previous master blender for Diageo blended. It's basically a triple grain whiskey blend.
Fuck, dope.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Thank you, man.
All right.
And then we have Blom.
Blom.
The man, the coffee master. How's it going, man? How's it been?
Very good. Cannot complain.
Yeah.
Cannot complain.
Yeah?
No.
I like the afro, man.
Thank you.
About to start the kid and play dance.
Yeah. The Johnny Brown thing going on.
We'll see.
What did you bring for us, man?
I brought a Kolila 25.
Baller.
Yeah.
It's
We know where the money is in this room.
I mean, I was waiting for so long for one of these.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
But,
Okay.
so I bought from another person in the back alley. He had it. He said, "Okay, I've got this for you." I said, "Oh, yeah, shit."
Let us do this.
Let's just check if it's sealed.
It might be this time.
When we open it, we gotta know.
Yeah,
shit.
Famous like, this is Black Label, motherfucker.
It's not even black label. This is just black tea. All right, yeah. We seem to be in the house today.
Yeah,
We seem to have a little bit of fun.
For sure.
No.
What did you bring for us?
I brought us. Let me get my ass up and point to the camera. Hi, camera. I brought us Bushmills, one of the other staples of Irish whiskey. To be honest, I've never tasted it, but I was looking for what I usually drink, but I couldn't find it. So in this moment in time, I decided, all right, let me try something different. We all could learn here this afternoon. So, of course, some people know more than others, but I mean, but we'll see how this goes.
Dope.
All right?
Dope.
Yeah. So
Sure.
we're here.
And then me myself, I brought a bottle of single malt, the Glenlivet. I used to like it a lot, so I said like, why not bring it and try it again? So it's a long time without drinking.
How long? Like how many years?
Like 3.
3 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we gonna have some fun tonight.
Yeah.
Woo.
Jesus.
All right. So
Yeah.
who do we start with? Who do we go from, left to right, or like again?
That's just
Yeah.
story of that, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so guys, so the idea for those out in TV land, we are going to have everybody introduce their bottle just a bit, and in that introduction, we are going to start with the questions that we will pose to our illustrious panel here this evening. I guess we start with you, Arsenio, the Barcelo Imperial Onyx.
I've never
besides
tried it
what
before.
You just spoke about it. Is there anything else that is like
I've
a
never
special?
tried it before, so I guess we're gonna find
But
out.
it's a rum, right?
Yeah, it is. It is a rum.
All right, cool.
So I believe they use the onyx stones to filter it or whatever. So
Can they do that?
I don't know, man. I guess we're
I
gonna
don't
find
know.
out.
Look into
Yeah.
to the crowd.
The
Who,
crowd
who,
to see.
who knows things? I mean,
Might
sure.
be for the
There
color.
you go.
yeah.
Onyx is black, I think.
Here you go, boys.
Then for Luke.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then those two are us.
Do I have to pour?
For sure.
Why is it not an American pour?
Thank you, man. Cool.
All right.
Yes, salute,
cheers,
bro.
boys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mr. Chris.
Aw.
So cute.
Well,
Oh, there we go.
you guys got any impressions that you want to speak
On the rum.
on? Of the rum.
It's not too sweet. I think it's well balanced.
Definitely whiskey barrels.
Yeah. Very caramelly.
Smooth as all hell.
Yeah.
Like beyond smooth. This is not. All right.
Like when I see it, the color, I was expecting something very sweet.
Yeah.
But it's
Caramel.
not. Yeah.
For sure.
It's but it's also not heavily spiced too, like as well. Like
No.
normally, like what you would expect from a darker tinted rum, with it to be more flavor forward, as I've learned is a word.
I like it. It's good. It's flavorful, it's sweet, it's got caramel, it's got chocolate, it's definitely got some wood aging in there.
Would you guys ever mix with this, or just?
Oh yeah.
or just a drink straight?
I would just drink it straight. But you know,
So
I never really judge anybody for doing anything. You do
Oh,
what you
I
like, you
judge.
do what you
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I'll still do it.
Out loud, Luke.
A blue label cola, please.
I mean, this will make a banging old fashioned for sure,
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Or
All right, boys. Would y'all like to
Zachary?
start with the questioning? We got one for the whole crew.
Yeah.
And basically, what it is that okay, so bad reviews or negativity or like a negative experience from a client. What do you do? How do you deal with it? Is it something that kind of stays with you? Do you just kind of shake it off, go to the next one, like that type of thing?
we ban them for life. They're just not allowed to.
That would be Comey restaurant. Whoa!
That's why we have a 9.
For me, most of the negative reviews were just people that are trying to
Negatively impact you.
So- because if you had a negative experience, you would have just come to the bar manager or restaurant manager and hey, this didn't not
Voice
so
your
good.
concerns,
Yeah, service
Yeah,
was
but
not so
a lot of
good.
people just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't even want to deal with this. It kind of depends on the situation too, but
Yeah.
And a review.
and a review. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But is it
We had
easier-
someone complain about one of my drinks, Tokyo Millionaire. I wish it had more alcohol. Yeah, well, you went for the lightest drink on the menu. There's one drink on the menu that is literally only alcohol, and yeah,
Low
like-
bit sugar.
yeah, exactly. So people, in a lot of reviews, people judge basically the whole thing on one part of the experience that usually they're in control of themselves. And I mean, sometimes it's just a bad mistake from our end, and like we can actually fix it, and then whatever,
It's
man.
a
Like,
lesson learned.
yeah, exactly. Like it's a learning tool for us, for the staff. Like we do a lot of training, and with a lot of trainings, a lot of reviews actually come out. Like this is what's been said. But also if people get shout outs and people say like, listen, this waiter is fantastic. We want to sit in their section again next time. Like that's also something that we can use. So yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't know if people are scared to come to the restaurant manager or the supervisor or whatever to talk about like their bad experience, because it's easier to write it online than to
Yeah,
in front of somebody like you did it shit. Like,
And also, is that manager actually available? Like we had something coming up yesterday, where a table wasn't happy or someone like forgot to ring in an order.
I remember this.
Right?
Yes.
And like he already had an interaction with that table. I hadn't, and the person in question came up to me and said, "Listen, this and this needs to be addressed." And I'm like, "Yo, probably better if you go upstairs because you already have that established connection with these people." And they weren't complaining or anything; they were perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But that could have been a bad review if it wasn't addressed beforehand. And that's the thing too. If the manager's actually available, like you might tackle it before it becomes a problem.
for sure.
But it's now there. It's now a problem. It's a bad Yelp review or a bad email or
TripAdvisor.
something.
Yeah.
So, and especially for low volume,
Right?
how do you bounce back from that? And I'd like to hear from the boys too.
Yeah, how do you guys do your reviews? Do you actually reply to everything, or
Almost everything, not
Nice.
everything. Almost everything.
Mm.
We do like it's like a like button. If it's just something randomly, we press the like button and everything. But we didn't have a bad review, I think, yet.
Just like that.
give me 5 minutes?
Some app.
Don't worry.
No, but I think some days ago there was not a bad review, but it's semi-average with let's say. But I think that one person, because I went to view all her reviews, and it's like very good, and then average, and always complaining about something that's not something.
Yeah.
So I think that's also we do have some bitter people
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
that just the only thing they do is review.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Is that local or is that like?
no,
I think that's
know.
in general,
Yeah.
just everywhere.
Yeah, but what I see is that international people, tourists, they are really big on reviewing. For the local people, it's more like giving their support.
Word
Yeah,
of mouth?
exactly.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I feel like if like locally like complain they don't put like good reviews out locally. When they have a complaint, I feel like they put it out.
Yeah, they're quicker to put out a bad review
the
than
bad
a
review
good
than
one.
the good one. So
What I've experienced with locals is that they send you a direct message.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
If
Or
it's a
they just
complaint,
say it to
yeah.
your face.
Yeah.
An email, direct message. We have the luxury of having a reservation system where the reviews actually, like they get an email the day after, like, "Hey, how was your visit?" And then we get mostly good reviews, but there's a shitty one in there every now and then.
Yeah.
And then that's only internal. So if it's only internal, I reply and just let it go. If it's like 8 or better, I'm like, "Hey, hit up a TripAdvisor." Right? It's a good filter.
yeah, true.
but for me also, when I go to the reviews of another place, I always check the bad reviews.
Yeah.
So of course you have a ratio of let's say 99 good reviews versus 1% bad review, but I always look at the bad reviews because maybe it's like BS.
And it's
but
entertaining.
Maybe
too.
the 99%
it's-
is the BS and the
It's
1% is the
entertaining,
true
but
one.
maybe you have that one person that actually had a bad experience, actually did elaborate on it or something like that. So
There's a restaurant here in this area. I'm not going to name any names, but they used to give away free dessert in exchange for a 5-star TripAdvisor review.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And
Bribery.
they were number 1 on TripAdvisor for a long time.
Jeez.
But then is
It's
that
a good
skeezy?
investment. It's a
But
good investment.
I was just about to ask: is that skeezy or is that a good investment practice? Or
It's kind of whack, but it's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it works, it works, right?
But like you
I
can,
mean,
you can notice.
I was working at a hotel, and all the staff had to make a TripAdvisor account.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Had to leave a good review
But
for
if
the
TripAdvisor finds that out, you're banned.
Yeah.
Both you at personal account, and you'll be stripped of all your reviews for the last 6 months.
Jesus.
I've seen it happen.
Only have one review.
Are you speaking from experience?
No. I mean, I've had reviews flagged, which is really funny because when I started working at Kome the first time, I went to Mosa Kanya on their opening night, back when it was only Mosa, and I left a 5-star review because it was really good and I wanted to support. And my account got flagged because they said it was a fake review. I'm like, no. Like, I just had a good experience. Like, I'm not always a bitter asshole.
Then like this doesn't sound like Luuk.
Wait.
Like, we've scanned your Facebook profile. This can't be right. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Sounds sketch as fuck.
Yeah.
Sketch. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to ask another one? Or?
For sure.
All right, go right
Like we have like a. Let me go to Blom. For coffee, like how do you see like the coffee scene growing right now on the island?
I think no, I don't think. I know for sure that there are more people drinking serious coffee on the island. I mean, many people that live abroad, it's just normal in Holland or in the States, but mostly in Holland. And they want good coffee, and it's still growing. I mean, our flavor is of course different from others. It's on the way stronger side of the coffee spectrum. So and we also getting so many people that are still coming but tapping out on the caffeine. So they're going lightweight. They're asking for I need the coffee, but I cannot handle the coffee, and I need a half shot, please.
But is that because they can't handle the flavor or the caffeine?
No, the caffeine.
Because if you get an espresso, like the caffeine's lower than a drip coffee anyway.
Yeah, but it's mostly the caffeine.
Wow.
So everybody's like,
I got shake hands.
Yeah.
And I, for example,
Really?
I drink
lightweight.
I drink way less coffee than I used to because my hands are
After
shaking.
like a coffee with tonic.
Oh, I love coffee.
But me after one like oh shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I can literally drink coffee morning to night and not feel a thing.
Yeah, but that's something different. That's a different breed of animal. Yeah, I've also have my seasons that I over caffeinate myself, and yeah, then I have to pull back on the coffee. Like, okay, hold on. But
2 days without sleeping.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask, is coffee the fuel for success? Because all of you fellas are well-to-do within your fields. And there seems to be a line of, we drank a lot of coffee like at one point. So, like, does that help? Does good coffee then encourage you even more towards productivity and work and all of that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, coffee is also a social thing. That's very important. Let's say when I don't drink coffee, I get, of course, headaches. And there was a period that I drank close to no coffee, but I only tasted the coffee in the morning during the setup process. But I thought maybe I don't really need the coffee. And 1 or 2 days I was like, I don't even drink coffee. It's just 1 or 2 sips, and still I got a headache. So I'm very dependent on coffee.
Okay.
And of course, people like to drink coffee together.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
that's
I
also
think that
something.
social aspect is kind of missing sometimes here. Like
Yeah.
if for people, it's like I just have my coffee in my office and whatever. Like when you go to Italy, when you go to Rome, like there's just people go have their coffee, stand at a table, chill, sit for 5 minutes, don't even have breakfast, just have their coffee, socialize, and then go to work instead of grabbing your coffee to
And
go
leave.
and drinking it in the car or in your cubicle or whatever.
It
Yeah.
also has to do with the climate.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe.
it's so hot here, the locals here don't really drink coffee like that.
I mean, Rome's
It's
pretty
like you
hot
need
too in
something-
summer.
In summer,
something hot in your hand. But it's just in Europe in general, they drink a lot of coffee.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know it was like a nice thing to offer somebody coffee until I started working in the service industry. Because people would always ask me, "Want a coffee? Want a coffee?" And I was like, "No, I don't." I'm like, why do you keep asking me this? But then I see other people's reaction, and I'm like, "Oh, damn, he's really happy with the
Yeah.
coffee." And
Like-
then after a while, I started drinking, of course, and drinking my
Like
coffee.
when you finish eating or something like that. Some people take coffee.
That's not a thing here, is it?
No, but
There's like coffee after dinner. If you go to Holland, it's
Yeah.
like 2-3
Yeah,
cups of
really.
like fucking cappuccinos at 11 at night,
Exactly.
which is kind of shitty. But like,
no, but when I was working at the other hotel, it's like they finish dinner and instead of like asking for a dessert, like, can I get a cappuccino?
Yeah.
Or latte? I'm like, it's like 10. Like,
Yeah. Put you up to sleep. Yeah.
I like a little espresso after my dinner, but
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
also
mean,
used to like it.
for me also, I don't do dessert. So if I have to, when I order something, if I had too much to drink, I would order an espresso.
Right.
All right, for sure.
If not, I would order like a shot of whiskey. Like, yeah.
Just keep going.
So the espresso or more drinking? I haven't made up my mind yet as to. I'll sober up on the drive home. Yeah, nah, man. But all right, boys. I take it that the tasting is done. I think that we can pass the glasses over.
Oh yeah.
Would we like to go to the other bottle, to the other person? Yeah. And the view?
Bring it.
Or at least not just yet, but let's give our man behind the scenes. Let's give him a chance to get the glasses good and then one, so we can continue the conversation. Just pass him up. Yes, pass him forward. Yeah, folks, you are seeing this in live action as well. This is doing
bottle
this.
might go down today.
Oh yeah.
That's Luke's free pouring. On it.
This is free for friends.
Yeah, bro. Then
Someone actually called me out on that on Saturday. Good friend, like I had some people outside for brunch, and I poured them a drink, and then they got another drink from the bar, and they're like, "Oh, I guess they don't like me." I'm like, "No, I guess they actually are doing their job, and I'm just an asshole pouring too much." Wow, that's
and there she goes.
perfect.
Whew. All right, boys. Pass it around.
Bedankt.
Yes.
I have had the distinct honor of tasting this a week before.
Yeah. So what's cool is that he actually put the spices and everything on the bottle. So Voermanvier combines the richness of French grape brandy and the uplifting versatility of natural botanicals, bittersweet orange, distinct cardamom, aromatic figs, warming cinnamon, and fiery ginger root. And I think you can get all of those flavors out, actually. Classically in Holland, Vieux gets mixed with Coke, just Vieux Cola. I don't really like sweet drinks that much, and it already has a lot of sweetness. But we drank it with ginger beer last week, and it was fucking delicious.
Beyond.
Yeah, it was really good.
But just that bottle too, man. Like tell the story and boys. Like,
Yeah,
It's
so
nice.
Ingmar's is a Dutch food and beverage writer. He judged a lot of cocktail competitions. He's very influential in the bar industry in Holland. Worked with him a few times with some competitions and everything. He got diagnosed with MS about 10 years ago, and part of the profits of this product also goes to the MS Research Foundation. So that's also for a good cause. But he's just a really cool dude, and he knows a lot. He knows a lot about every single type of liquor. So he grabbed one of the distinct old things from Holland that was very popular back in the day, and kind of breathed some new life in it. And I think he really did a really good job. It's not cheap, but it's I think it's perfect for this market. So if there's any suppliers wanting to pick up a new brand, right?
wink, wink.
Wink.
Wink,
I'm already talking to a few people, and I think we might be able to put this in the market relatively soon, and they're interested in that for sure. So
It
So
tastes
boys, cheers, and let's get your impressions.
let's try it.
Roast.
Cheers, man.
Okay.
Fabian is smiling.
Yeah.
Fabian is smiling. I wonder why Fabian is smiling. If you can give us your impression first, bro.
I mean,
This is Black Label.
I didn't know what to expect,
Yeah.
but I really like the taste. Some spices, vanilla.
Yeah. Ripe fruit. That was my first, when I tasted it, that was the first slap in my face. Not just nearly overly ripe fruit, but not quite, Like that banana just started to get a little brown.
And
right there, you know?
It's just like balancing the sweetness.
Son.
Not too sweet,
Yeah,
or
like
not-
the ginger on the finish almost tastes like
Yeah.
turmeric instead of ginger.
Yeah,
Dude, you can
Yeah.
sip with this all day.
Yeah.
yeah,
All
for sure.
day. I ain't bullshitting.
For sure.
Maybe you should get a supplier.
Yeah.
You know, like, because the stuff is dope, man.
Yeah.
Does anybody
I know somebody that would be interested in it.
Yeah. What about you, Blom?
Huh?
Like, what do you
I
think
know.
about
I
it?
already talked to him. Had him taste it a couple of days ago.
It's different. It's very mild on the taste, and maybe that's also a dangerous thing because it doesn't have like a kick like that, but it's still flavorful.
Right.
It isn't like too boring or something. It's just flavorful and alcohol.
Right.
Man, it's still 40%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Arsenio, what about yourself, brother? What do you think?
Well, I've tried it before. We have it in the bar. I've had some
Not
people.
anymore.
Not anymore. I've had some people taste it, and for the most part, everybody had the same thing as Fabian. They start to smile because on the nose it's very sweet, so you don't know what you're getting yourself into, but it's just very pleasant.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Jeez, man.
For sure.
All right, boys.
Okay.
Question time.
Yeah.
Do it,
Yeah,
do it.
let's go.
Knock it out, knock it out.
So this one comes for like, especially for Luke and Arsenio. Like, what do you guys think can ruin a restaurant or a bar?
What can ruin a
What
restaurant or
can't
bar?
ruin?
No.
What
Can't.
can? Yeah, what
Can't.
no,
Can't.
that's a better
Literally,
question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally
What can?
anything
It could
can
literally be
ruin a
anything.
bar.
Or can.
So then walk us through it. Like
Yeah.
what are the big no-nos in cinema? Like, what is the death knell of a restaurant in one shot? Like,
Like,
Because you just-
It's not that simple.
Yeah.
It can be one big thing, but it's hardly ever one big thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more like a combination of all the little things combined that would kill it. Like, I mean, there's nice. I mean, there's a lot of restaurants that are opened by people that are just not ready for this business.
For sure.
Bars and restaurants, people that have no experience, no knowledge, and also like a romanticized view of what it is to work in this industry. And they're like, oh my God, I want to open a restaurant. I know how to make a carbonara. I can open a restaurant. Or
I went to
someone's like,
Miami and I saw
Yeah.
them do this. Why
Yeah.
doesn't anybody do that
oh,
here?
You know Gina? Oh.
Wait. Okay, hold. The reason? Wait.
Nah, it's going to be a list of a lot of different things, but I think most businesses that fail within the first year, they're just not ready for this industry. They don't understand all the long ass hours that come with it, the interpersonal interactions between you and the customers, you and the staff, you and the suppliers, you and the government, like all that bullshit. Staffing is.
So what you're saying is that the things that could kill you is not the food. It is literally.
No.
I mean,
No.
physically,
Food
sure,
poison,
but
I mean, yeah.
That's one of the last.
not yet.
That's one of the last.
Not hey, not some.
No, it's for sure a combination of everything. But yeah, that's the most surefire way to not open a successful restaurant is either not having the knowledge, but then also not listening to the people that you hire that do have the knowledge. I mean, staff is always an issue. We've gone through. Man, I looked at it the other day. Like 10 years of Kome, we've had at least like 300 people working there.
Jesus.
I mean, food runners for a couple of weeks, cooks, chefs, bartenders, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, average staff retention is still over a year, which is more than average in this business. But like, you've been there for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, exactly. Like we basically came there at the same time, and yeah.
Hey,
Don't tell our wives. Nah, I mean,
don't watch this, lady.
we've
No,
got.
she can hear.
We've gone through a whole lot of staff, but also there's just so much. Every day there's just so much small, just monotone bullshit that you have to deal with,
For sure.
and that's what people just don't want to do anymore, and especially for owners. Like I've not owned, but like pretty much done everything except for the money part for Luke's. And it's more than people think.
Yeah.
It's literally just you're on it. You're on every like 24/7. I mean, these boys can totally understand that, right? Like you're always on.
Yeah.
You take
There is no rest if you own the place.
no for sure, but also if you manage a place, it's the same. Like less intense, granted, but still like you're always it's always on your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I've been in this industry for 10 years, more than 10 years now, 12 years.
Yeah.
And I thought that I've seen everything, that I know everything about a bar,
Yeah.
so I can probably run a bar. But it's every day I'm like, what the hell am I doing? There's always a new thing. There's always something. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do here. I don't know. I don't know actually anything. I thought I know.
No.
Yeah.
It's like a kid.
And if you're not ready for
Wait a minute. But then hearing you speak, then that leads to a follow-up. The question for all of you guys: do you like what Fabian is talking about jumping into the deep end? Do you guys all have that feeling? Because you just got a promotion too, like as well. No, Arsenio, Luke, you've been managing. You two have opened a bar plus Pakaya. Is this not knowing? Is that scary, or do you just walk through it? Do you?
I think when you're in the moment, it's like crunch time, so you don't have a chance to be
Scared.
Yeah, scary. You just have to do it. You have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And after the fact, you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, we have one luxury, and that's that we work with Dave and Susan. And Dave is like a not money, like he's like a number savant. He likes data more than anything else. Like anything that can be backed up by data is good. I can pitch an idea, and he's like, all right, show me the numbers. And if the numbers make sense, we do it. Like we did this 3 years ago when I came back. We were still open for lunch on Mondays. And Antonio actually came up with the idea, and then I ran the numbers, and it was costing us money to be open on Mondays. And like the idea behind this, like we want to stay open for our regulars. We don't want to change any of our normal hours, this and that. But it was literally costing us a serious amount of money, just in extra staffing, extra AC, extra power, like you name it. And then we decided to close on Mondays. And I don't think, except for maybe the 1 or 2 phone calls we get every Monday we're there brewing, like nobody really gives a shit, right? They'll just come on Tuesday. Like, it's literally that simple.
Calls.
Yeah, I know. Like, hey, can I make a reservation? Sure. Where? Right?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, who do you want me to call?
Ooh, today.
Yeah.
What about you boys? Do you like Fabian feels a certain amount of fear or whatnot when it comes to trying to figure it out here? Blum, did you have that same idea too with the coffee house? Like, can I do this?
And here.
I know what I'm doing or whatnot.
On Pakaya and here.
That was when he quit coffee.
Yeah, well, what's this, yoga session?
Yeah, he's...
I mean, it's a high level sport, for sure. It's major league in every aspect. I mean, I'm just like on that level that there's no reset button. So there ain't even a weekend or some hour that I'm like, yeah, fuck it. But it's continuously. Every day is a new challenge or a package of challenges. So you get a small package or you get a big mama jumbo like that. The whole container.
The 7-for-1 combo,
The whole shipment from China.
Yeah.
That's your new problem.
Yeah.
But,
and you didn't even fix the first one yet.
the first problems are basically still waiting to be solved, but and then comes a new challenge. Okay, so you've got all these problems and there's a new one. So let's go. I mean, during this post-COVID thing, there's also new challenges. I mean, money-wise, supply, everything. So it's a constant change that you have to be ready to deal with. I mean, it's every day that I'm thinking like, maybe I should just tap out.
Right.
And that's like the best thing to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, shit, I'm too deep in it.
So that's so deeper.
Yeah.
And that's why we drink.
Those words get uttered a lot, I can tell you that.
That's why we did shots for that.
Oh, Lord. No, but all right, but okay, but then to counterbalance that, then if you don't mind me following up, are there good moments then? Like, are there moments, and that question's for everybody too, like as well, that obviously we all know hospitality kicks your ass. It does. There's no level of it that does not take a piece of you every day. But are there moments where you say, you know what, I'm glad where I'm at. Oh, this is more than what I want to do, and plus that. Yeah.
Like coming back to Marlo's question, like, did you ever feel like that point in your like career ever? Like Blom just started in the food and beverage, like he's Pasco Makaiga. But
Balls deep though.
Niggas jumped in, yo, for real.
from 100 to like balls deep.
Angry duck. There.
Quack. No, but that's what I'm saying.
No, but like, was it at a moment that you guys like, yeah, like, fuck this shit? I'm gonna do like a fucking office job for this shit. Like,
I am quitting tomorrow.
yeah. Was it ever that?
Fang already did it.
I mean, and you missed it, and you like, let me go back in.
I mean, for me, during the industry, there was a few moments in my life, my career, that I was like, okay, I'm done with this. And it was mostly because I was studying construction engineering, and everybody was like, oh, you're supposed to be an architect, and you're working behind a bar.
Architect.
Architect.
Ooh.
That's a new mixologist. You heard it here first. We're a architect.
Brothers just got a bunch of glass. Pouring it in a circle way, and I'm like, ah, jeez.
And you've been working so hard in the industry, and the money is not cutting it, and like your back's starting to hurt. So like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for a minute, 30 more years.
Right.
And you're like, okay, fuck this. I wanna get out. And at a certain point, I got out. I got an offer for brand ambassador. And
How you did brand ambassador?
Wow.
Hey, that was him.
This is going on, Hanover. This is going on.
That was him.
I know.
Brand ambassador.
But
Like, how
the-
else
the
would you
thing-
call it then?
No, but I mean, it was more for getting out.
Yeah.
Getting out of working behind a bar.
Right.
But still not
because
in the
I was
industry.
out, but I was still in the industry. I was still doing events. I was still.
Bro, I remember the day that you quit. He was like all emotional. He's like, and he told Evaldo, I was like, I don't want to tell, or told Kevin, I was like, I don't want to tell him. I was like afraid of my reaction.
I don't want to break his heart.
And I just like, good for you, bro. Get the money, man. Like, do it.
There you go. Hey, there you go. All right. What about you, Luke? Did you ever have moments of,
Yeah.
damn it, I quit?
Well, not necessarily.
Today?
Yeah. Today, yesterday, every day. Yeah. I mean, for me, every time that I have that thought, it's basically only when it comes to family, right? For me, when we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to spend time with, I mean, like, there's always a time where you spend the time with your wife at the bar, like they're there, right? But with a kid, it's just different. And there's moments where you're missing school stuff, you're missing family events, you're missing all that kind of shit. And when your kid's growing up, like that shit gets rough. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like that's for me the moments where I'm like, you know what, is it worth it? And then I'm like, I can't do anything else. Like, what are my options? Yeah. Nah, and I mean we're pretty flexible. Like at Coleman, like we can get away with a lot of shit. If I need to take a night off, I can take a night off. Like so, there's ways around it. But for the long term, yeah, I mean that's definitely always on the back of my mind.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the family part of it, I don't think so. Because there's more highs than lows, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, for the family part, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, I miss both my kids, like, first steps.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And it hurts.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You come home and, like,
They're already walking. They're already like tap.
yeah, the kid took his first step today, and like, okay, fuck, I missed it.
Yeah.
No. No. But
So I mean, for that, you're like, I want to get out,
But you love it too much.
Yeah.
But,
It's
do
an
you also
addiction.
have the point where you just start working harder?
Yeah.
And you're like just like stepping up more. And you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get to a point where I don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
We have a saying. We have a saying. Bade mas duro.
Yeah.
Vamos be
Let's go harder.
Yeah.
Let's go harder.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
go harder.
because like at a point like you wanna like missing all those moments, you're like, okay, I'm gonna work towards like not missing nothing else.
Sure.
So that's like you're like, okay, let's work hard for like 5 more years, 6 more years, and then you'll be like, okay, I can step back and I'll be like at every like school event or graduation shit like that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I see. And you?
For me, like back to what Blom was saying,
Yeah.
like you have those moments where you're like, should I quit? I should quit. I should cut my losses.
Yeah.
But when you say no and you keep going, that's what shows you that you love what you do. So like, when the cards are down, you're looking at everything and you're like, it's not in my favor, but you just fucking do it. Yeah. That's when you know that your heart is in it and you're doing the right thing, you know?
For sure.
I don't have kids.
Yeah.
So, hey. I don't
You
have
see
kids.
all that?
so-
You see all that wood?
You're making all the
young?
dad jokes though, so
Dude,
Yeah, but I'm gonna just keep it at that.
But
That's where it
all of them knocking on woods. Yo, boy is flinging pipe. Boy is flinging pipe.
I can neither confirm or deny this allegation.
It's like his wife coming. Amen.
We're on the same page, man.
Yeah. All right, boys.
So we're gonna like
Yeah. But I think that we
Next
are
drink?
good for like
Next drink, yeah.
for like another one. Is it me that's up or is it Fabian that's up?
famous up.
All right, boom. Let me pass on the glasses to brother. You are doing the Lord's work, man. I swear to God. Give it up for man. Like,
Yeah.
give it up for Fabian.
Yeah, for Mitchell in the background, helping us out.
Thank you, man.
Doing the Lord's work.
Thank you for everything.
Things we all did.
Oh god.
Cleaning some
Bar
glasses.
backing is a fucking art form, yeah.
Hey, like working at Luke's, like how Luke screamed at you since like the end of the bar to like, just go glasses. Like, oh shit, fuck, and you're all the way upstairs. Like you're screwed.
Man.
Not
That-
bar.
we just never had enough. Like I could order 6 cases and
Bro.
I'm pretty sure like half the island has stocked their home bars with our glassware.
Yeah.
Like we never broke that much.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people have original
Same here, man.
glassware
Yeah.
just sitting at their house.
Yeah, same here.
We have the same problem.
Yeah, same here.
At some point, man,
Yeah.
because
I've got a few people like stealing glasses.
Oh, but people bring them back too.
I'm like
I was too drunk.
Money, you're not supposed to be stealing glasses. You have money to buy those glasses.
Yo, it's always people with money to do that shit though.
Oh, we have that with the water
but
bottles.
it's the
Yeah.
collectible.
Yeah, people have that shit in their fridge.
Yeah,
Just
our
fucking
water
chilling.
bottles.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But it's the collectible thing, man.
Yeah.
It is the I was there when Bob Marley was here.
I would
It's like
never
when you go
forget
to Six
that
Flags and you
Yogi
get the
came
Mickey
back
Mouse
with
cup.
like a
Right.
bag with 4 glasses and a bottle of whiskey in there. He's like, I'm sorry that I held on to these for so long.
Bottle of
He
whiskey.
gave us a bottle of whiskey because he's like used our glasses for like a month. He just brought a bottle of scotch.
Shit.
All right.
Rest is clean.
Okay, so are we ready to roll or do we?
You get honors.
I love this stuff.
All right, so Fabian, walk us through Blender's batch, Johnny Walker.
Brandon's Batch Johnny Walker is basically one special edition that Johnny Walker did with a few of their master blenders. Jim Beveridge is one of them, and
best last name for the business.
yes, Emma Walker is now
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Still,
Jim Beveridge. Yes.
Beverage making drinks.
Jim Beveridge just retired, and Emma Walker is taking over the Johnny Walker she's gonna be the master blender, basically. And what I did for this edition,
Just waiting for the heavy pour.
they got three of their blenders to create 3 different batches. Basically, that's why they call it Brandon's batches. And this one is from Jim Beveridge. It's triple grain American oak. whiskey. It's aged for 10 years in American oak cask.
Turtle grain, barley,
Barley, wheat, and corn.
corn. Sweet.
So what are we to expect then before we start?
It's gonna
Spicy?
be spicy. It's gonna be spicy.
Corn brings that bourbon kind of flavor to it, where it's a little sweeter, a little rounder.
Right.
Rye is usually spicy, but there's no rye in there. So what?
No.
Barley, wheat.
Barley, wheat, and
Wheat is sweeter,
barley, wheat,
lighter,
and corn.
fluffy.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
And enjoy.
Who else wasn't here?
Barley, wheat, and...
No, who else wasn't here? We're missing somebody else.
Alberto.
To Alberto.
Hey.
Alberto. There you go.
I like it because it's like a combination of bourbon and scotch.
I was about to say, like it's... You can't... Not to make a pun, but you can't put your tongue on it exactly. You know, like... It's a little mysterious, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird to call it. It's weird to call it.
It's like back and forth.
Yeah, you can't, you know that, oh, yes, no, it's not that, like, either.
Yeah, and it doesn't have that smoke that a lot of the Johnny Walkers have either.
True.
Okay, just quick one on this one. What do you guys think about smoke within a whiskey or scotch or what?
I love it.
If it's done well, I like it.
You love a smoke.
No, if it's done well, I like
If it's
it.
balanced.
So, can you give an example of being done
I
well?
like the smoke.
All the smoke.
That's a different podcast, brother. That's a different podcast.
Free smoke.
I
But
mean,
smokiness within
I like most of them, but some just are too much. One of my favorite blended whiskeys is Monkey Shoulder, but that Smoky Monkey is just like licking an ashtray.
Yeah.
Like
It's really bad.
intense.
There's no way to say that well.
No, I know. Like it would be a great like spray over a cocktail if you're doing like a penicillin. It would be great in a dasher bottle for like a few dashes of something to add to a drink. But to have a whole glass of that, man, I know. No, it'd be too much.
Do it.
And I have that with some of the Ardbeg expressions as well. Most Ardbeg I like a lot.
Yeah.
Just like the Ardbeg 10 is one of my favorite whiskeys. But I've tried their like super smoky ones. It's like eating it. It's crazy. And then, yeah, I mean, for the rest, like, if there's any like smoke notes to bourbons or other like mezcals, stuff like that, absolutely, I love it. But it just has to be balanced, like everything.
Yeah. So, going to, I was like, before we went to for the next whiskey, we passed on something like really, I found it really important, like staffing. Yeah.
You really want to bring down the mood, dude?
No, but that shit is like, yeah, it's hard. Like how do you guys deal with that? Like dealing with staffing, like getting the perfect candidate for that specific job, or
especially here on the
island,
island.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's like
Sourcing on the island.
Yeah.
Even at Luke's, where we had, at one point it was you, me, Kevin, Evaldo.
Yeah.
Like that was fucking dream team, but it wasn't enough. We had to have hands. Like we had fucking, we had Tina for a while. We had,
Brandon.
yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of people helping out, but that was like the core team. I think as soon as you find that core team that you can work with, like we have the same right now, Dave, Susan, you, me, Sol, and then whoever's going to run the kitchen, Miranda from now on. Like if you have that core team, you can just delegate some shit, and then everybody has their favorite person to delegate other shit to.
Yeah.
Like when that spider's down, like you can have a really good squad, but it's just impossible to get like
A dream team, like an A team.
It's not gonna happen. The bigger the place is too. Like I mean, we're too big to have rock stars in every position.
Yeah.
Like I mean, at Luke's at a certain point, it was just the four of us, and that shit was fucking gold. Like we could put everybody in every position, and it would just fly.
I mean, I can remember one of the years, like we were working, like the two of us, end of the year.
Yeah.
That was when Evaldo had this car accident and Kevin didn't start yet.
Yeah.
It was hell. I mean, we
Make a bank.
yeah.
We're crushing.
Yeah.
and tip like only two, that's it.
Like on Fridays we had like two other people like working with us, but you can literally see everything changing.
Yeah.
Like the whole scenario was changing.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
you had to deal with And hey, no, do this, no, do it like this, no. Yeah.
Yeah, and you see the sales portfolio changing too. Like we were doing mostly cocktails if it was like the star crowd, and if you would have hands that weren't trained all the way, like it would be a lot more mixed drinks and beers and wines, and we would just be behind the bar slinging drinks, and they would be selling, so you don't have that extra sales pitch at the table. Yeah, that was definitely a thing.